All right, I promised you a local legend. He's in the house, Mark Salmon. Mark, we were just talking about some of the rate increases for our public utilities. Salt-Tahoe Refuse, Liberty, Southwest Gas. Any stinkers, coming out of the election from last week?
Yeah, I don't think any surprises there when it comes to utilities and all of these rates going up, much less like HOA fees and stuff like that too. So, yeah, no surprises. Cost of living is continuing to rise. Measure N gets knocked down. There was no surprise there. Little surprise recently is this talk of no snow removal out in the county. Well, at least in the evenings when it's most important.
I'll let you read my notes. That's my third story today.
Is it?
Yeah, and you know what it all boils down to?
Well, I mean, I thought it was lack of money. I mean, it's the rate that they're offering, right, for the labor.
It's
but
all money.
It's all money. But it turns out, do they have the money or don't they? Because obviously these guys are going to go where the money is. And so what I hear used to be that the county offered the highest rate of labor. Now they offer the lowest.
That is true. They're lower by about anywhere from $2 to $5 from what the city is offering. We'll talk about this story here later,
Yeah.
but they only had 4 applicants for the 28 shifts they need to fill out in the county, and 2 of those applicants have since withdrawn, whereas the city had almost 50 applicants for 14 positions.
Well, we just talked about the cost of living going up, and then so why wouldn't you go where the money's going to be?
Right.
But where do we really need the snow removal? I've lived in the county for over 20 years. Now I live in the city. It is night and day difference, and so the county should be the focus, undoubtedly.
And we get more snow being that much closer to the pass as well. So, I live out in Myers as well currently, but moved from the Keys. You lived in the county and moved to the Keys. So, what do you see for snow removal? Night and day, having lived in both locations?
Yeah, we just don't need it as much out in the Keys. They do an amazing job in the Keys, the whitest streets anywhere, and but we have the most sun. We have the fewest trees, and we have less snow at lake level than you're going to have out in the county. Living off North Upper Truckee for over 20 years, it's double, sometimes triple, depends on the storms and so forth. But yeah, especially at nighttime, you think about the health and safety issues
Right.
with fire and paramedics and first responders and then the kids too and bus stops and everything. It's a no-brainer. This has got to be avoided.
Well, here's the part that stings a little bit. I want to get your opinion on it, right? So, the transient occupancy tax that is collected, right, for all of the visitors that come here into the basin.
Yep.
It was passed that almost 5% of that transient occupancy tax collected in the county goes towards snow removal, but it can't be applied towards salaries. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know why that would be. I understand that too, though, from what I hear, is that this could be voted on, that maybe not the money released from there, but other sources. But you've got 4 out of 5 county supervisors that don't live in the basin. And oftentimes, I think their votes are a little bit skewed that way. And the TOT thing does bring up, tourists in general and where we generate that TOT and, things that we could make changes there to generate more of it in order to fund things like this. You can't have your cake and eat it too when it comes to either taxation or services.
Right.
You've got to find middle ground in all this stuff. And if we can put it on the tourists, that would be ideal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, hey, I don't want any more people coming here into town, but I do want my services.
That's it.
So the tourists are predominantly paying for a lot of those services.
And rightfully so. I mean, it's a world-class resort destination, and we really have a tourist-based economy, one industry. We should support that and allow them to pay for those. But it's give and take. We talked about this. It can't always be the stick. It's got to be some carrots, too. And I hate to say it ties into short-term vacation rentals because everybody wants to shoot me when I talk about that. But, we could loosen that up a little bit, maybe even raise the TOT because you're giving and then you're taking, and then you can support some of these services without it becoming tax dollars for locals.
I'm going to keep you here, but the next topic I want to talk about is the real estate market.
Okay.
Because real estate does drive a lot of the sectors of the economy, certainly here in South Lake Tahoe. Big impact, so can you stay with us?
Absolutely.